these projects support hubs and also businesses to be strengthened so that we have a framework, we have a structure, we have a system, in developing our product or in developing our hubs. Of course, when the hubs are developed, it's to the benefit of the startups. But startups also benefit direct. An example is a program like this, where we learn how to strategize first, then also build business models that will stand the test of time. And it's not just developing the business model. How do we put structure to it so that on a daily basis, we are executing the business model? So the first time we met, I think, as I remember, it was Yawedu Jemfi who shared on strategy, building essentially business strategy, developing a business strategy. So we did that. Then the next one was developing business models. So I did that session, and this is supposed to be the final one, I guess. So it's still an extension of what was done the last time. So what I'll try and do is that for the sake of those who were not here, I'll probably do a very quick recap, and then we get into the business of today. Of course, what I'm sharing is still part of the business of today. Today, we are going to focus on how do we really implement that business strategy or that business model? How do you implement it? I'm sure most of you are familiar with the business model canvas. This is an effective tool for businesses to start right off the ground. I mean, when some of us started entrepreneurship in the university, like 15 years ago or so, this wasn't a popular. If you needed to present your idea, it had to be a business plan. And that required that you know the financials, you know something about marketing, you know something about just about everything, But this concept of business model canvas makes it very easy for anyone to put their ideas on just a one-page document. And then you go to market, then you keep refining. You go to market based on the market response, then you keep refining, So if you're a startup here, I'm dead sure, or maybe I'm sure to a certain degree that you know the business model canvas. In fact, some of you are vet because you've been going for pitching events and you are asked to, present. So, and it's really around the business model canvas. Is that correct? Yeah, so we know it too well. So we are not going to spend a lot of time on it. But so we all know that the business model canvas has 9 components. Great. But okay, so this material is from one of my mentors in business model development. He's called Steve Blank. He was a Stanford professor, and he's done a lot of work in this area with Eric Rice, who wrote the book, The Lean Startup. So that movement popularized this concept, and that is what we now have as the business model canvas. So he defines what is a business model. He defines a business model as how a company creates value for itself while delivering products or services for customers. How a company creates value for itself, right? While delivering products or services for customers. So your ability to create value for yourself is dependent on how successful you are in delivering products or services for customers. Does that make sense? Because, well, you've created a business to make profit, right? But you have to deliver a certain service. And that service should be beneficial, such that people are ready to reward you with money, in a sense, or they are ready to give you money in exchange for whatever service you are rendering. So the process, what you craft, the things you do to deliver that value for yourself or to create that value for yourself is what you put together as a business model canvas. Does that make sense? Now, here's the thing. I'm just breaking this down. I will not go into details because you know it too well, but just usually business model canvas, we probably know what it is, but you probably don't take time to understand the rationale behind and some of the other points I want to bring out, then we'll just move on. Now, there is a key word here, which is value, right? So there are three aspects of value. There is what we call value creation. You are creating value. It's quite easier to explain. Then the second part is value delivery. You are delivering what you promised. Then the third part is value capture. Value capture is whatever delivery you make, how do you benefit from it so that the value itself, you've actually captured the value. Most of us here, we do well with value creation. Our promise to the customer that this is what we will do. So we start by, okay, this is our value proposition. We are in snail farming, we do this, that, we provide snails for you, blah, 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 blah. And who are your target market? Or customer segments, we can define that. What channels do you use in the product? How do people access you? Is it through mobile app? Is it through the product, right? So then you are explaining how you are going to deliver. So you do your value creation, then your value delivery, which is how you are going to deliver. So channels, customer relationships, how do they reach out to you, and key activities, all the things that you do. We do well with value creation and value delivery. But the question is, how about value capture? And that's the goal of having a business model canvas. In the end, that value that you said you are delivering, are you able to capture it? Are you able to make more money than you are spending? And is the money consistent, right? So the moment you do that, then you say, okay, now you have a market. They buy your product. It's consistent. You can predict your revenue. Then you have a working business model. Makes sense. The hubs today, hubs operate on different business models. And last time we looked at 5 different models that hubs operate. We looked at the grantee model. Okay, who remembers any of them? The consultant model, the network model, 2 more. The agent model, great. Sorry? Oh, okay, class captain. Yes, last one. The builder model. Oh, I have some really students here. That's great. You remember that? So we said that even as a hub, how hubs are formed or they are created to primarily support startups, right? We innovate, we do all sort of things. We looked at what hubs do, but we do that in different ways. We have the grantee model. That one, what hubs they decide to do is that for us, we will depend more on funding. So usually it's a donor who gives money for a project. So it's usually project driven. That's the grantee model. Then we have the, let's say the consultant model. That one is set, it's a hub, but it's more or less, it's more business oriented. It has commercial focus. So the whole idea is that how do they create solutions or products faster and then make money out of it? That's the consultant model. Then we have the builder model, and we looked at examples of all. We saw that in our ecosystem, we have hubs that are fashioned along the lines of consultant models. Some are fashioned along the lines of grantee model. Some are fashioned along the lines of agent model, builder model, and the rest. But we also saw that most hubs do a hybrid. So it's not like for us, it's grant. And that's our only source of revenue. So for example, when you take HapaSpace does a model, sorry, a hybrid. One part is that HapaSpace works with donors or international, what do we call it, NGOs or development partners. And even beyond that, HapaSpace has is to foster network. So in a sense, it is also operating the network model. Is that okay? But what we said was that it wasn't a good idea for a hub to say that they do everything. They do this, they do that. Otherwise, you don't have a focus. And we are not able to help startups. So for example, you're a startup. You'll be happy to learn that, okay, now if I want to raise funding, or maybe I'm starting, I'm at the idea stage, you need a hub that is specialized as a builder model hub. So they groom you from the ideation stage, incubation, they help you to really get off the ground. And now when you started making revenue and you want to scale, or you want more, maybe you want funding into the business, then you can work with, let's say, agents model in this case. They run accelerator programs. So they are like agents, and then they help you to really raise funding. So you can have, okay, this hub is focused on this. They have this expertise. They have the right resources, the right network. Let me go there. So when our hubs are also specialized in these areas, it will help you, the startups, so that when you are looking for help, you know where to go. Is that fine? So we establish all of this, but that is on the hub side. Then on your side as startup, of course, this business model is not, hubs also operate with this business model. But as I said, for hubs, we look at it from a different perspective. This popular business model canvas applies to all of us here. Now, the question is that you have your business model canvas nicely laid out. You've tested it. Now you can see that this is how I make money. The question is, now what? What's next? The whole idea of digital innovation hub strategy and strategy resource, the whole idea is that we will be able to fashion strategy, as hubs. That is on one part. And also to help even startups to have a strategy in place. It's not just about running day-to-day business, right? You should have a certain long-term mind. And out of that long-term goal, you're able to break everything you want to achieve down. So today, that's all we are going to do, something very practical that's going to help all of us. It's if we have something like this, and I think the time is also dead right, because we are just moving into next. So for whole of next year as a startup or as a hub, what is your number one goal for the year, right? That's where it starts from. For example, if you are setting a strategy, so we start from there. What do we want to achieve by the end of next year? Then out of that, we'll take that one goal and then we are going to break it down. Now, this is just the part where I talk. The rest, it's going to be more interactive. Does that make sense? So all involved, then we appreciate what we're saying. Okay. So let's start it this way. Some of you are hubs. Have you thought, Mike, I want some responses. Have you thought about, or have you begun thinking about the number one goal you want to achieve for the yes, anyone. Do you have any? Is there one goal you have in mind for the coming year? Anyone? Online, in person? I mean, one goal you have. Have you thought about it? I mean, if you haven't thought about it, that is fine. But is there anyone here who has figured out what one goal or their strategy for the coming year? Okay, yes, we have someone. Great.
So I'll go for the coming year, that is 2 years ahead, is to be able to take over the industry.
Can you speak up?
Hello, can you hear me now? Yeah, yes. I'm saying our goal from Syntropy is to be able to take over the welding industry.
To be able to take
over the welding industry.
Welding industry.
Yeah.
Okay, great. That is your long-term goal, in a sense, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. So I think that's even a good part to start with. Even to talk about, let's say, year one. What's your ultimate goal as a business? And probably that's what he said. This one, if you run a business, you know your ultimate goal, what you normally would call your vision, right? So share with me your vision. And then we see how that vision, we translate it into strategy, and that strategy, we translate it into something that we do year on year, quarter per quarter, and then month on month, week on week. That's the whole thing we are going to do here. So I want to be sure that all of us, our minds are tuned with. So can you share with us what's the vision for your business or your startup?
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the opportunity. For Damasco Farms, we have discovered some opportunity in the snow feed production. So one thing that we want to do now is to capture that value by doing this. By the end of the year 2023, Damasco Farm should be able to export snow feed outside Ghana. So by doing this, we have to do some registration like the FDA and then the Ghana export industry.
Okay, so those are things that will come to, but at least you have your own strategy for the year. Yes, who else? What you have a vision? What's the ultimate thing you want to achieve? I mean, space.
Mine is not a hub.
Oh, yours is not a hub. It's a person.
No, HapaWeb.
Okay, HapaWeb. Yes, yes.
So you talk about the goal, right?
Yes.
So for us, we realized that a lot of our operations were dependent on paying suppliers outside. So we were heavily dependent on the dollar paying other people.
Okay.
Suppliers.
Okay.
And as you all know, currently, if you are spending dollar, your business is in trouble.
Yeah.
So our number one goal is how do you reverse that? How do you rather earn in USD?
Okay.
Rather than earn in GHS.
Great. Great.
GHS, Ghana High School.
Ghana.
And so that's our main goal. If you talk about goal, that's our main goal.
Yes. Yes.
You university currency.
Yes. Not
high school
GHS currency. Okay. I think that's something very specific, and that's what we mean when we say that, okay, cool. You know that, I mean, when you're able to do it, you can see that we've achieved it, right? Like when the US president said that they want to put a man on the moon. Before that, NASA had an 8-step goal. I can read some to you. By the time you finish reading one, you are confused. Then he simplified it and said that in the next decade, we are putting a man on the moon and then bringing a person back. That's that number one focus. That's what I want to hear. Yes. Don't be afraid. Someone says that they want to take on the welding business industry, the leader in the welding or in fabrication industry? Yes, anyone. Women saving, you should be able to share with me. What if you don't share with me? I will report you to your CEO. If you don't know your company vision, or you are going online to search, you know. Oh, you are a volunteer. Hey, then you are fired. Okay, just good. That's fine. So I was with your madam yesterday for a meeting in Accra, and I left them this morning, so they are still enjoying in Accra, and we are sweating in Kumasi here. Yes, who else? Who else? Anyone else? Anyone else? Anyone? Oh, please, you want to talk? Yeah, yes.
Okay, so Diva Devino Official is actually designing a company, and our long-term goal is actually to take over the fashion design industry, not just in Ghana, but then worldwide.
Wow, that's ambitious. Okay, so that's really great. Now, so that's it. That's a long-term vision. Okay, let's also see online. Do we have any responses from online? Okay, I'll be happy to. Somebody wants to talk? Okay, we have some.
Okay. Hello. Can you hear me? Sorry, everyone. internet issues, but it's being resolved.
No worries, Gideon.
Yeah,
Thank you for informing.
you're welcome.
Yes, online audience, if you have anything to share with us, please, you're also writing your goal for next year, right? Out of which, so that goal forms part of your strategy. Bear in mind, we've talked about strategy, we've talked about all that. So based on your business model, what are you trying to achieve for next year based on your business? And we've explained the business model, how you create value for yourself.
Okay,
right? While
can I
delivering
share?
products and services to the customer. So the whole idea of how you make money, but at the same time, making money also depends on the value you create for businesses.
Right. Can I share for HapaSpace?
All right. Do we have some responses online?
Hello, Same, can I share for HapaSpace?
Okay, so Gideon wants to share HapaSpace. So do we need to unmute him here? It can be done there.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Okay, so just when you speak, I only hear you, no one hears.
Ah, okay. All right.
And online, we can also hear you, Gideon. I can
Okay.
still
Please
hear you here.
hold for a bit. Okay, can he speak?
Yeah, you can
Okay,
hear me.
Gideon, please, you can go ahead.
Okay, so now in terms of our long-term goal.
Okay, we can't hear him, but he's talking. I can hear him here. Hold on, please.
Okay.
Okay, please speak.
Okay. Is it better now, Sammy?
No, not yet. We still can't hear. No, he's not.
Okay, probably Sammy, you can listen to me and then just restate it to those there.
Okay.
Yeah, so for us, we have been heavily dependent on donor funding. That is how we have run the business for the past 6 years. Now, our focus is also to develop our own internal services and products that will help us to begin to generate internal funds to keep us going, even when donor funds are not coming in. Because, donor funding can be very slow, and usually there are gaps between the time you exhaust one fund to the next one that you probably get. So that's our focus now.
Excellent. Is there anyone online?
There is Dinah,
Okay.
Ella.
Thank you, Gideon. I think that's perfect. So it's so clear what HapaSpace wants to do, let's say in the coming year. Yes, who can share? Please, there are seats here. Oh, sorry, I thought you were coming in. Yes, who can share? Who can share? Yes. How does she speak? Is it working now? Okay, go ahead.
Same, can you give the phone to the person speaking so that we can also hear? Give the phone to the person speaking so that we can also hear.
Okay. So please, when I speak, the online audience should hear us. Technical team, what's happening? What should we do? Or what should I do?
Sami, we can hear you now.
Okay, so online, I probably will be reiterating some of the points so that you can follow why we fix the issues. Okay.
Sami, we can
Let
hear
me
you
use
now.
this. Online, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, can I be heard? Can I
Yes,
be
we
heard
can
online?
hear you. Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, all right. So let's move on now. I want to hear what you have said.
Okay, thank you. Our goal as a firm for the year 2023 is to increase the number of our customers from the current figure, which is about 10 to 30.
Why do you want to do that?
As a business, to make profit, yeah, and to increase revenue.
Okay, so you know the reason why I'm asking this question. Now, when you are setting the objective issue, okay, Albert.
I have three.
Okay, yeah.
I'll clarify it. Basically, I want to raise 70% of our existing revenue in USD. The why I explained because the currency we spend in dollar, it's been too expensive for us as a business. Number two, it's we will migrate all our sales and marketing to processing CRM. For those who don't know, CRM means customer relationship management software. although we have things in Excel and other documents on Drive that work, I think that would be much more efficient and less time consuming if we move to a proper CRM. We've built our own, but it's not a proper CRM. So it has its efficiency. So that's another key thing. Basically, it will streamline, it will increase efficiency and time as well. And then the final one is that it's 50% of our revenue from in-house developed applications. The reason is currently over 90% of our revenue comes from third-party owned applications. So application owned by Google or Microsoft. But we want to be able to develop our own in-house applications from which we are going to generate about 50% of our revenue next year. So by the end of the year, at least half comes from what we currently are using, half is coming from what it's a way of trying to reduce our dependency. Yes. Or also I find a software anything, yes.
Again, what Albert has classic example why we are going to do what we do. What he's giving are really, really solid, excellent. But here's the problem. How do you make sure that these goals are well structured and you can measure by the end of the year, right? So we are going to use, maybe talk, I print sheets what we are going to work with, but unfortunately the printout is not too clear. So they are going to get us new ones. I'm introducing, there is a goal setting framework. It is called OKR. Who is heard of OKR before? OKR. Okay, OKR. Okay, what is OKR? So OKR is, without boring you with the history, OKR is simply goal setting framework. That if you have strategy, you have one big goal that you want, business, whatever goal you want to achieve, especially if you have an organization, this goal will cut across through the organization. So Peter Drucker, if you've done anything in management, you come by the name Peter Drucker in management. The father of modern management. He brought a concept, he invented a concept called management by objective. Right. Now, later on, this management by objective was taken up further. So there was this man who worked with Intel in the 1950s. And then when he went to Intel, he discovered that they were using this management by objective and the SMART goal concept, because the management by objective, it's like, okay, as a manager, what are your objectives for the quarter? Then you just give the objectives. But how do you measure deadlines? Those things were not there. Now, then this man moved from Intel. Well, he had a startup. He's called John Doe. He had a startup. So he invested in an investment company. And then they were the early investors in Google. So when he went to Google, he introduced this concept to them. This concept of OKR. OKR simply means objectives and key results. Objectives and key results. And then he introduced to the founders of Google. And in 1999, Google started to implement OKR. Up to this day, Google uses OKR for all the work that it does. How do they do that? At the beginning of the year, they have the objective that the organization or the company wants to achieve. Then it is broken down by departments. And the departments, it's further broken down by teams. And then the teams is also broken down by individuals. So as the individuals work, it feeds into the team. Then the team feeds into what the department goes. Then the department, they feed into the organization, goes organization-wide. So you see that everybody in the organization is having a role. So any work that you are doing in the organization, it is connected to this one single goal that we want to achieve at the end of, right? So we can do something like this for our organizations, because it's one thing having a business model or developing a business model canvas, or you have the business is running. But what one goal do you want to achieve? Like Albert mentioned or Gideon mentioned. So let's take that one goal and let's break it down at the organizational level, department level, team level, and then that's the concept. Is that clear? Let's go a bit into what this OKR is. I said the O is what? Objective. So the objective, the things that you were saying were more like the objective, your objective for 2023. So the objective is that one goal you want to achieve. It is inspirational, right? You aspire to, it inspires you. You want to achieve it. But it doesn't have targets in them. The targets, the metrics, how you measure is in the KR, which is key results. Is that right? Key results. So, for example, you say that you want to, HapaWeb wants to, please can you give me, so you see that you've said a number of things. How do you bump this together? Then one, your main goal for the year, which one would it be? Of revenue. Okay. Diversification of revenue. You want to diversify your sources of revenue so that you are not dependent on one revenue source. You get it? So the whole year, that probably becomes the objective. So we have the objective and then the key result. Usually for the year, the objective is just one. And then you can have 2 to, let's say, 5 key results. This is always one. Your objective. And then you have these key results. Now you can, this objective, you set it at the organizational level. So if it is HapaSpace, organizationally, HapaSpace wants to also, in a sense, even diversify its, or maybe it doesn't want to be reliant on external funding, right? Why? So that they want to be financially sustainable, whether there is a partner program or there's no partner program. 1 year, no partner program, the hub can exist, right? So that goal, let's say, is to become financially sustainable in 2023. Now, within this goal, then you set sub-objectives. So most of the things you mentioned become the sub-objectives. Then each sub-objective is handled by teams. If the organization is very big, you have departments, then the department, within the department, we have teams, 4 individuals. But for our case, we can have it at the organizational level, and then we can have it at the department or team level, right? So let's say that your objective, all of you have an objective. Is the sheet ready, please? Okay, so I want you to look at it. I'll give you resources. There's even every week when we meet, we look at our OKRs. Because these OKRs, as we keep achieving them, measuring them, by the end of the quarter, you've achieved. Then at the end of the quarter, you do the next quarter. By the 4th quarter, you are getting closer to that one goal you said you wanted to achieve, right? So it's one thing to have a business model, and it's another thing to really execute it, to really get the result. Is that we want to, for easier, on each table, we are going to come up with a business, right? A goal, and then we'll use this framework to outline objectives, do all that. By the time we are done, you get a better understanding, then you can do something for your own organization. Is that a good idea? Okay, so maybe I think we have, okay, there are 5 here, there are 3 here, 3 here, okay, 4 here. How many are you there? 3, there's 1 person there. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 tables. So at least if I get a sheet, I'll extremely be happy. Okay, so let's say that, let's take what, usually, sometimes when everything will be scattered. Please, can I have them? Or it's not ready yet? Let's skip it and then go. So maybe I'll try and I think the printout is very blurred, so it can hardly be seen. So let's do it that way. Let's say that you work for, so I'm giving these are all hypothetical, right? So that we can do the exercises. Is that fine? Okay, so let's say that you work for, okay, you come up with an organization, with a business. You are going to create OKRs for them, right? Or I should set one for you. Okay, you are a school, a university. Okay, so you are also an IT company, laptops, right? Okay. You are also a funeral home. Okay, that's a good one. A funeral home. Okay, I like that one. It's American. It's the market is this, so it's a viable business. Yes. Okay, you can actually use HapaWeb in your case. So you use HapaWeb here. You use the welding. Okay, very good. All right. So now just get together. You are 2 here, right? Okay. So Douglas will join you here. Can also use his business. Okay, can we get our online audience to also form one team? Oh, you are 2? Okay, then let's, guys, please join the link.
Okay, yeah. So
and so when you get there, you discuss which one you will take.
Online team, Diane, Ella, Buampong.
Hi.
Yeah. So the idea is to use the OKR So then if you can lead the discussion.
Gideon, I can hardly hear you. The idea is to use the
OKR. I don't know if
Okay.
you got him when he was explaining that.
The line was not really helpful, but I can try and find my way around it, especially since we are a group. So ideas will come.
Okay, so if you can lead a discussion with Ella, Buampong, and Kwabena.
Okay, so I don't know if any of you, the network was probably better than mine, so that whoever has an upper hand can start and then we all come along it. I don't know if you can hear me. Online representation, are we here? I don't know if you can hear me.
I can. I wonder if Buampong, Oliver, and the rest can hear. Otherwise, give me a second and then I can discuss.
Yeah, I think that would be good so that we come along.
Yeah, I'm going to do that with you a moment.
Let me have your attention. I've just shared something with the online team. Okay, so let me show an example so that it's easier for us. Okay, so this is an example, right, of the OKR. This is an example of the objective. These are examples. See, usually the objective doesn't have, your objective for the year, it doesn't have any metric. Metric is like what you measure, right? This is crush the competition through acquisitions, right? So like Albert is saying, diversify our portfolio of products. Okay, example, be a top place to work in the US. This is more like your vision, but it's for 1 year, 2023. Okay, optimize the sales funnel to close more deals in less time. Create a more goal-oriented culture. Empower our support team to be more self-sufficient. Right? So for HapaSpace can say that maybe diversify our programming to be more self-sufficient. Right? That's the objective. That's the vision, what you want to achieve. But for every objective, there are key results. This at the organizational level. So for example, crush the competition through acquisitions. You can do that in so many ways. One, the key results are things that how you measure. What will show that you've done it? Acquire 3 small players in our industry. Because you want to do it through what? Acquisitions. So acquire 3 small players in our industry. So if you don't get these 3, it means you didn't achieve the overall objective. An example of this, be a top place to work in the US. Reach top 10 in Fortune 100 best places to work. Can you measure this? If we look at the list of Fortune 100, I mean 10, top 10, and you are not in there, then it means you didn't achieve it. So these ones, it is, it is what indicates that the objective has been achieved or not. Another one, increase opportunity win rate from 12 to 20%. Here, create a more goal-oriented culture. The key result could be 100% of employees are contributing to an OKR. Everybody is involved. Does that make sense? But usually the key result is not one. For the organization, it could be 2, 3, 4, 5. Like Albert said, the diversification is the goal. Then the things he mentioned, one key result is 70% of something, right? Is it it's paid in USD. That is one key result. Another one is what? From in-house developed applications. That's another one. And then is there a third one? To a CRM. So these are the 3 things that he thinks when we do this, we do this, we do this. By the end of the year, we would have achieved our goal. Does that make sense? So once it's done, then all his activities in the year are organized around this. Because this becomes your top priority in executing your business model. Because sometimes we have fine ideas, we just write them, and then we are doing something to represent something. The year comes to an end, and then. But these ones, you are going to learn how to measure each one of these. Or we call something cascading, how to move this to the departmental or the team level, and then to the individual level. Is that clear? So let's come up with the objective. And then for every, the objective is just one. Then you come up with 3 to 5 key results. Is that cool? All right, so you have sheets. But the objective, you write it on this. So it is on the top here. Then the key results 1, 2, 3, or 4, 5. Does that make sense? The objective is then the key result 1, 3, maybe 4 or 5 or whatever. You use sticky notes.
All right. Hello, everybody online. Is there anyone online that would like us to use his or her business as an example to design the OKR? What? Hello, Dennis, you are welcome. Okay. So, Dennis, would you like us to use your business as an example? Elvis, how are you?
I'm fine, Gideon. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing well.
Yeah. Thanks for organizing this.
Yeah, most welcome. So probably we can talk through the OKR with your business. I can explain a bit for those that just joined. Okay, Dennis, I will explain. So we spoke about the business models that every business can operate. And we spoke about the 5 different business models. So, for instance, there can be the consultancy model. So the consultancy model of a business model is where you just become a conduit for other businesses. So it's business as a service. Okay, so you consult for others and then you get paid. And there are the other models that you can also operate, but the trainer is saying that after we come up with our business models, sometimes we leave the business model to chance. It's like the business model can work by itself, okay, but that does not happen. A very good example is what many people do on the 31st day of every December, where they come up with their New Year resolutions, right? And then they leave it to chance for the resolutions themselves to see the day of light. So he's saying that there are tools that can help us implement the business models we choose to run. And one of the tools is the OKR model. And let me show you the OKR model. It will make it easier for you to see how that can be used. Let me share my screen. And then we can pick one person. Can you all see my screen?
Yes, please.
Yeah, Gideon. So,
yeah.
So, Gideon, you have a company to use?
With the OKR, we can use yours.
Okay, great.
Right. Yeah. So the OKR, the first one, the O is the objective, then the K is key results, and then the R is for the initiative. Okay. So if you have a business model, the business model should target some results. Okay, or it should have some objectives. And then what are the results you seek from those objectives? And what are the initiatives? That's the baby steps you take to achieve those results. I don't know, does that make it clearer?
Yes.
Very good. So, Elvis, since we are going to use your business, what is the model that you are using for your business? If you can share a bit about your business.
Okay, so the business is a software as a service, popularly known as SaaS, learning platform. So it provides institutions, companies, and even edtech startups to create their own learning platform. So basically, that is the overview of the business. So when they create their learning platform, they're able to add courses, they're able to create live sessions, they are able to sell their courses to the rest of the world or to their students and make some revenue. So that is the overview of the model we use.
Right, that's good. So now, what is the model you use to run the business or to be able to generate revenue or increase traction or increase sales?
Okay, so I would say that the model we use is the subscription model.
Okay.
So we have different packages, and each package comes with the features that you will get when you subscribe for. So we have the basic, the standard, the premium, and once you subscribe for the package that you want, you are increasing in size, you can upgrade to a higher package. So we are using the subscription model. And secondly, we also realized that there were some startups that wanted to partner. So they have a specific market they wanted to target. So what we did was to share revenue. So we have a revenue sharing model as well with them.
Right. That's good. So that's a very good model. So now, what is the key objective for that model? Like, how many of these institutions do you want to reach? What are the key objectives?
Okay, so the key objective of that model is to help us scale in revenue. Of course, if we scale in size, it will scale in revenue. And this model ensures that our customers do not, I would say, are kind of flexible in terms of their finances, because it's more or less like, pay as you scale, rather than having a fixed amount of money you need to pay and use the platform. So the objective was to increase revenue, to scale, to increase revenue. And we've realized that the subscription model, is easier to scale instead of selling license. I don't know if that makes sense to the question.
Yeah, it makes sense. So to scale, right?
Yeah.
And the increase in size and revenue. So let's put some figures to it. How many, if you are talking about a subscription and scaling to revenue, what's the target? So that we can use that to look at the other parts of the OKR.
Okay, so I'll use the basic subscription. So the basic subscription is going for $56 a month with up to 60 learners, and up to 60 learners. So with this, I believe that institutions that want to have like internal learning platform can afford. That's number one. And there are several of these institutions that we want to target. In our estimation, we're looking at in 2023 about 200 institutions. 200 businesses.
Okay.
Businesses, SME, startups who can afford $56 a month, and it can accommodate their employees, because most of them don't even have up to 60 employees.
Okay.
That is for the basic one.
Okay. Any other objective or?
Yeah, so that's for the basic one. But for the enterprise, we are targeting in 2023 about 6 institutions.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So this is for standard, and then
this for basic.
This is for basic. Okay.
Yeah.
Basic, and then 6 businesses on the enterprise, right?
Yeah, on the enterprise. These are like institutions, very, very huge institutions.
Okay, so I think we can use that one. Now, the next thing beyond this one is, what are the key results you want to achieve by increasing this? Benis is asking whether your market is local or international.
Hold on. I want to use my ears. Sorry, Benis is asking
Whether your market is local or international, only pertaining to Ghana?
Yeah, the market is international.
Okay. Okay. Right. So what are the key results you want to achieve scaling to 200 businesses for basic subscription, and then also 6 enterprise subscriptions?
Okay, please repeat the question.
So what are the key results you want to achieve?
The key results, okay.
With this scaling?
Okay. All right, so
can they hear me? They can hear me now.
Yes,
so
we can hear you.
Virtual, make sure that your objective does not contain a metric. It doesn't contain a number, and it should be one. Only one objective. The key results, you break it down.
Repeat the question.
So what are the key results?
The key results. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
The objective
right.
should be one.
Can
they hear me? They can hear me now.
Yes. Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you. Your objective does not contain a metric. It doesn't contain a number.
Okay.
Okay, then Evis, let's move on.
Okay. All right. So the key results that we want to, okay, so we can.
So I think we can bring these ones here.
Right.
Because it says that the objective should not contain number.
Yeah.
So maybe the objective could be skill.
Okay. All right. So
the
key results that we want to, okay, so we can. Yeah. Right. So key results that we want to, okay, so
okay. Are you with me, Elvis?
Yes, I'm with you, please.
So one of the key results will be reaching out to 200 businesses, right? And
yes. For the basic, we are looking at 200 businesses. For the standard, we are looking at for the enterprise, we are looking at about 6 institutions. And for the standard is kind of common among the SMEs. So in 2023, we are looking at, we are quite ambitious about that. And because it's kind of international, we believe we can reach that matrix, which is about 800 businesses for standard. We are looking at about 6. And we have a premium package. The premium package is very difficult to put a number because we are targeting more or less the edtech startups, and most of them we do revenue sharing instead of the subscription.
Okay.
So it's difficult to put a number on that.
Okay, that's fine. So we can keep it at that. And in terms of the revenue, how much are you looking at generating from all this roughly? What's the target?
Okay, I mean, I'll just allow me to put some. So 200 plus 5, 6. So for the basic, we are looking about 11,200 a month.
USD?
Yes.
Okay. Plus.
And then for the enterprise, we are looking about 24,000.
Okay. 24. Okay.
And then for the standard, just a moment. The standard. Okay, for the standard, we are looking at about 289,000. Let's say 290,000.
290.
Yeah. But like I said, with the premium, we are unable to put the price.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of open. Yeah.
Okay. So 290,000.
Plus,
so that is
I can
about
put them together.
325. 200 dollars.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, that's cool. So the next one, the last thing will be initiatives. So what are the initiatives you are taking to reach this?
Okay, so one key initiative is to build partnerships. The idea is to get people. I believe that for you to scale, you need to create an economy around your product to let other people benefit. There are businesses who would like to who would like to sell your products and also make revenue. So what we do is we give them a revenue share in that geographical location. So if, for example, it's in Ghana, we have a partner in Ghana, and then we share revenue with a partner. And most of these companies are tech companies who already have customers and they have sales team and all that. So it's easier for them to go and sell your product without you investing in employing salespeople. And what happens is that whatever revenue comes in, they have a very good amount of percentage as if it's their product. And then you also get your percentage. So with that, we are able to scale. So the idea is to build these key partners across certain countries.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah. So apart from building these partnerships, any other?
Of course, there will be digital marketing as well. Referrals. So we have also referral systems. And also there are certain websites that rate or review software applications, especially SaaS software applications that we have signed up. And these platforms also provide people to review our products, try our products, and then eventually subscribe. So I think these are the key 3 strategies that we have.
I didn't get the second strategy.
Yeah, the second strategy has to do with marketing, digital marketing and referrals, referral programs. And referral programs.
Okay, right. So that's cool. Did you have these strategies outlined like this before?
Yes, I have these strategies outlined. Yeah.
Okay, then that's very good. So that's what the trainer is trying to get us to do. That if you keep your strategy in your mind, it remains there. Should I share the document with elvisron@gmail.com?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so that you can have access to it to present.
Okay.
So for those who are online, the idea is that anytime we have a business model, we should breathe some form of life into it so that it's able to yield the results that we want. If we leave it at being a model or a strategy, it will just be dormant. And a year will pass by, we'll come back to the same thing. Or if we are working with other people, because they don't understand how this should be implemented, this strategy should be implemented, they are confused, right? So everything boils down to you. And that's why sometimes when business owners are not around, their businesses die off. Okay. So it's good that we all kind of structure. The OKR strategy is only one of the many strategies that can be used to implement our business models.
Okay.
Okay.
So Elvis, you will present.
All right. So do you have your department?
Okay, yeah, okay, sure, I will. Thanks.
Yeah, Sami, we are done.
Okay, you have your department? You can add a marketing department. Yes.
Is there anyone else that wants us to try with his or her business, like we did for Elvis? Oliver?
I said the network is not so you were saying something about it. Yeah, I said I made it. I wanted to have your
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So do you have your department?
Okay, yeah, okay, sure, I will.
The Constantinos, any feedback?
Oh, great. Excellent. Can I see your work?
Yes. Let me share.
Okay, please project it. Oh, okay. Please expand it for me. Expand it. All right, please, let me have your attention. Let's start from line, what they have. Scale the subscription of the business to reach small-scale business and enterprises. All right, so I can emphatically say that this is a startup, right? Or a small business, okay. So the key results, 1, scale to a subscription of 200 businesses. So there is a basic description, basic subscription. Then for enterprise package, 6 businesses on the enterprise package. 800 businesses for standard subscription. Okay. Dynamic figure for premium. Please, you have to explain that. And then you also have revenue.
Elvis will explain that.
Okay. You also have revenue of, I don't know how you added the revenue. Okay. But, okay. So, Elvis, please, can you explain the dynamic figure for premium?
And the revenue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so for premium is more or less like a revenue sharing strategy. So you are not able to put a price tag on it. and it's normally designed for startups. But yeah, the figures you see on the fit point is an accumulation of the subscriptions for the basic. That's 1, 2, and 3.
Okay. Okay, great. So now this is my feedback on this. I think that we have really some number measure here, but usually when you set OKRs, they should be organized around your department. I can see that everything is driven, right? So I also see that there is something, build key partners, websites, initiatives. So to build the whole OKR around department, I want to see what the marketing department will do. So for example, you want to say that maybe 5 key partnerships that result in a certain amount of money, right? And some of what you have here could be put together because they all add up to get to sales. Otherwise, it means in the organization, of course, it's sales driven, but at the very least, there should be marketing. If it's a small organization, you don't have HR, you don't have all the other things, that's fine. But at least everything is towards sales, that is fine. Again, I also want something around development. I should be able to see that maybe customer success rate or the rate at which you respond to bugs, something like that, because it's a company. So I also want to see that one in. So we can summarize some of these into 1 or 2 and then add the key result for the tech department or the developers. There may be something for marketing, something for sales, right? Sales could be 2 or 3, but I want to see something for marketing, something for development, for example. And I think that will be great. The objective, I think, is solid. So let's do that tweak and we are good to go. Let's organize it around the department.
Okay,
sure.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. So I think, Elvis, you can work on that.
Okay. Please, can I be heard? So please come and present yours. Quick. Yes, you just present. Who is presenting? You mentioned, please get out. You mentioned the organization, what you are into. Then your main.
Okay, so our organization is an IT sales company, and our objective for the year 2023 is to be the go-to IT sales company in Ghana. So we have 5 key results, and one is to increase our current revenue by 15%. That's the sales and the marketing department. And then also to complete our online platform to reach more customers. And that is being handled by the IT department. And then also to build a robust delivery system to meet our customers' demands and needs on time. And that will be handled by the IT and the distribution departments. And then also to seal 3 deals with our suppliers and also seal deals with our clients. And that's also will be handled by the innovation and partnership department. And then also to create a loyalty program to increase our customers' retention. And that will be handled by the sales and the marketing department.
Okay, good job. So my feedback is that please, can we have your attention? Key result 2. What was your key result 2 and key result 3?
The key result is to complete our online platform to reach customers.
Okay, so is it measurable? Is it to complete? Oh, please just respond. Is it measurable? To complete, I think it's measurable. So you can say that the platform has been completed or not completed. You can say that at the end of the year. So it's measurable. Then the third one, the key result 3.
And key result 3 is to build a robust delivery system to meet our customers' needs on time.
How about that one? Is it measurable? It's a bit vague. Are you getting it? So how do you even measure? You said to do or to meet our customer needs on time. So I want it to be measurable. So at what time, if you meet your customers' needs in 24 hours, is that what you mean? Or in 1 hour, right? Or you are going to use surveys. You want to increase your customer satisfaction rate to maybe this percentage, or we call something NPS, Net Promoter Score. It is a unit, is a metric for measuring how customers like your product. Maybe on the scale of 1 to 10, rate how we did. If you've responded to a survey like that before online, it's a Net Promoter Score. That is, so it is used to measure your satisfaction rate. So you should state maybe to build a robot delivery platform so that we achieve an NPS of, or a customer satisfaction rate of 90%, right? Or yes, I mean, whatever metric you are going to give to it. But I think that they've done well. Oh, let's clap for them. Hey, where are the funeral? The funeral? Are they going for funeral? Okay, you want to present yours? Okay, all right.
Hello. So,
please come. Clap for them. Let's clap for them. Yes.
So this is for Syntropy Engineering Solutions, which is a welding and metal fabrication firm. And then our objective for the year 2023 is to establish the business that is ready to attract high-profile customers and partners. Key results, we have about 7 of them. One, as a business, we need to be compliant with the necessary regulatory bodies like RGD, fire service, and the tax people and co. And then to be able to achieve this, it will be handled by the administrative department. Second point is we need to get a new and permanent location that will be the name of the business with well-structured systems in place. And this is also going to be handled by the management department. Our third one is we also will have to get on board new and modern equipment to accelerate our production activities. And the finance department has to handle this. So our fourth one is to organize quarterly training sessions for our staff. Once they get the needed training sessions, it will improve efficiency in their production. And then we believe that by the time we've achieved about 4 points, we will be ready to be able to attract investors on board. And that will have to do with the administration department as well. And then our 6th point is to also increase our revenue stream by 50%. And that one I have to do with the finance team, sales and marketing department. And our last point is to have a proper advertisement, which is going to be handled by our IT team. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yes. Any comments? So first comment, usually when you have OKRs, please, they should not be more than 5. Ideally, if there are so many, you create a lot of problems for yourself. So some of them here, I can see that they can be merged. They can be put together. So you can still work within the 5. So you're talking about new and permanent location plus modern equipment to whatever. Both of them, they can be put together, right? And then even investment ready, right? That one plus this is what? Revenue stream by 50. Okay, that's fine. Then the last one, okay, the last one is what? Advertisement. Advertisement to do what? Why? What's the need of that? Yes, and that one will result in revenue, right? So that too can be embedded in this. Okay, but let's see, are these measurable? Let's look at the first one. Be a business compliant with the necessary, be business compliant with the necessary regulatory bodies. When you have the certificate, so you have to be specific. Maybe acquire 3 certifications from RGD, fire service, there's that, and then we can tell. Then how easy can, yes. Five certifications, and we know, yes. Good. Good point.
2/10 is room for improvement. Yeah, and 3/10 is good. So the more you can be 3/8, there be 3 and okay fair. There be poor. 6/10. Yeah. So basically, always I look at it that can I score myself a figure over 10? So the thing is fine, but then as you said, give a figure to is it 3 regulatory bodies, 4 regulatory bodies, 5 regulatory bodies, then you can actually score yourself. Either if you want to do about 10/5, then it's
good point. Good point. All right. I mean, I'm impressed because here is the thing. This is the first time most of you are hearing about OKR. I mean, I've done OKR with my staff for about 2 years. And anytime we get there, some of them are, anytime we get to do it, it's always trouble to even come up with the key results. It's not simple. A lot of brainstorming. We use like 1 week, sometimes strategy session. We can do it week upon week. So I think that your first taste of OKR with what I'm seeing. I am very interested in one group, the funeral people. Okay, please, wow me. Yeah. Please.
Thank you much. Okay, so our group worked on money funeral home. Thank you very much. To be number 1 funeral home in Ghana by 2023, by the end of 2023. Oh, small. Yes, we are a startup. Okay, we can scale it back to in Kumasi. Okay, so that it's very attainable. Yeah, that must. Okay, so our key results: 1, we want to be able to organize at least 3 funerals in a. So that is for the organization department. Yes, so at least in a week. Yeah.
So in a year, it will be 3 times 50. So say you want to organize 100.
Okay. 100. Okay. A year. Yes. Oh, but I think a lot of funerals in Kumasi in a week. Oh. I I think it's attainable. Okay. All right. Okay. So I've been drawn to the fact that it's our average. Yes. Come again. No, we are not there yet. Okay. So we also have a rental service. So we have a rental department where we also rent things like our chairs, tables, sound systems, and stuff like that to other people who want. So the key result is that 50% of our income should come from the rental department. So that's. And then number 3, we want to be among the top 5 funeral homes known for our crying service. So when you are talking about a funeral home that will cry for you, thank you, they will wail and talk and shout. Yes. So with that one, if funeral homes are ranked and we are not part of the top 5, then we failed. So that is how we want to really check that one. And then the last one, sort of, we put marketing departments where we want to see 20% of our revenue coming from the marketing side. So that's our result. Oh, okay. What's the revenue target? So we should have a fixed or specific amount. The one that's 2% of revenue, 2% of the revenue, 2% of out of total revenue of that we can easily measure the 50% you are talking about and also the 20% you are talking about.
Okay, let's clap for them. Let's clap for them. Okay. All right. So we have the last team here.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Our organization is into snow farming business, and our main objective for 2023 is to export 12,000 packs of snow feed supplements across Africa. And then here are our key results. The first one is to export 1,000 packs of snow feed every month. And this will be handled by the production management team. So they will be handled the first key results. And then the second key result is to acquire 3 certifications for export. That is the FDA, the Ghana Standard Authority, and then the Ghana Export. This will also be handled by the management team. We have our third key resource to acquire 12,000 Ghana cedis, from training programs. And then this will also be handled by the training team. So these are our initiative to train at least 600 people across Africa.
Okay, let's go for them. So let's see. Your objective is export 12,000 packs of. It's not an objective. The objective should not contain a number or a measure or a metric. So you can say become export driven, right? Maybe to diversify or to support our local production capacity or whatever, right? You want to become export driven or maybe, something like that. So that, yes, key result 1 is because that 12,000 packs of snails is the same as your first key result, which is 1,000 packs a month. You get it? So you want to become export driven and something like that. Okay. Internationally recognized, export driven, because you are talking about also acquiring certification before you can export. So the specific certification, the number is being stated. Okay. Now, there was a reason I asked that you do this around your department, because in your organization or in your startup, these goals are going to be carried out by only you, but by your team members. You get it? Yes, go ahead.
what is the difference between goal and objective? Because he stated something and you said it's the objective shouldn't be measurable, but I've also seen goals that are specific and measurable. Let me say SMART. So what's the difference?
Good question. So the whole OKR, it's a goal setting framework. Another goal setting framework is the SMART goal. But as for the nomenclature, how we call it, they differ. So for example, the OKR, the objective, we say that don't put a number in it. But the KR, the O, don't put a number. But the KR, let the numbers be there. Now, when you look at SMART goals, for every goal that you, there should be measurable, attainable, you know. So when you put the OKR together, it's also measurable. They have similarities. Only that the OKR is more suited towards professional environments. And then a SMART goal usually for personal, individual goals, right? So they are all goal setting frameworks, but they use different terms and they are just different. Does that make sense? Okay, but that was a good question. So once you do this, please hear me. We call something cascading. Cascading is that when you want whatever you do to run through the organization. So you've done this at the organization level. Now, when you meet with your team, the team responsible for sales, they have their goal for the year. So that what you set there, it becomes their objective for the department. Then out of that, they will also set their results to achieve that one. Does that make sense? So you have a team, they are just looking at that key result. At the organizational level, it's a key result. But at the departmental level, it becomes what? An objective. Then they will also set key results to achieve that objective. So once the key results help them to achieve the objective, it means the company is achieving that as part of its strategy. Yes.
The departmental level, their objective has a...
Yes, in this case. So, I mean, that's a very smart question. That's a very, very smart one. So usually we call this, we call it an organizational, we don't even use the term key result, we call them sub-objectives. Right? Sub-objectives. But in this case, yes, they can have the measure. There's a way of going around it, but it's a bit complex. This is the first time you have been exposed to OKR. So I want to really deal with the basics so that we don't get really confused. But if you are interested and you just hit OKR, there's a lot of information, a lot of templates. I'll get you access to a software that you can use. If you really want to use it for your organization, 1 year for free. It's a very, very robust software that you can use. Maybe manage human resource and other things, right? Okay. Any question? So please, is that point clear? That's the cascading. So now, every department, they pick that company. So for example, when you look at what we have here, Albert, which department, and bear in mind, you don't need to have 10 people to execute this. It can be 3. One member of the team is responsible for, maybe one person can be responsible for 2, but you treat it as a separate department, right? When you are starting a bit, start with a mentality that you have this department, even one person doing it. Does that make sense? Jam everything together so that when you are even employing, you can see at this point, I really need help in this area. You want to really have to hit this. So that HapaWeb can decide that, well, we want to achieve 50% of revenue is from in-house developed applications. So now when they decide, okay, we want to hire 5 developers, it makes business sense because it is part of a strategic objective. They just don't go and say that, Charlie, let's hire some developers so that people see that we too we did. No, it's part of. So probably what HapaWeb has to do is probably the fourth one, something around revenue. Now, I need to know how much, maybe now generate revenue of $100,000 by the end of the year. So that when I see 7 revenue, here when I'm measuring this, I'm seeing how much? $70,000. Does that make sense? So that should come in. And then if you are looking for, or if you are trying to $100,000, it will inform you the kind of developers or developers you should bring in. Should they be 2? Should they be 3? Right? So then you have obviously 70% of revenue paid in US dollars. Depending on the company, this objective can be taken by a sales and marketing team. Or it could be partnership team. It could be whatever, depending on how they want to name it. Then we also 50% of revenue is from in-house developed applications. Maybe head of tech or tech lead or developer development team or whatever. They will hire, they will train, they will do all that. And then they ensure that 50% of revenue is coming from it. So that department, that year, I mean, it's from here. You see, when you have this and you are working, like recently we've been having conversations even as our team. And you've hired staff and then you are paying them, right? Every month you pay them. So they have a guaranteed salary. But what results are they guaranteeing the employer? What results in the employer? Now, when you also have this at the end of the year, and you know that you haven't achieved this, and you are the lead for this, and the team, you know you have failed. Albert doesn't need to say it. You know that you didn't achieve this because we did this together, and you said you're able to do it, and we gave you everything to do. You didn't achieve it. So now everything in the organization becomes performance-driven. It's not, oh, let's do this, let's do that. No. There is a difference between output and outcome. Output, for example, is that, okay, let's organize PI Hub training. We are going to organize 4 training sessions or 4 training programs. It is output. But if it is outcome, that's more impact driven. So we are like, so after organizing the 4, people, maybe the participants are now able to develop a strategy and formulate an execution. Do you understand it? So not just organizing, but what is the ultimate goal that we want to achieve? You can hire the developers here. Yes. Yes, that's what you are doing. Any outcome. Simplicity. So can you see something? This is a very important key result. You know why? You can hire these developers, but that's not enough. This goal is only achieved when 50% of revenue, they bring 50% of revenue. You get it? Otherwise, you get, oh, but we hire developers. But it's not hiring developers. The developers are supposed to bring this revenue. Does that make sense? So when you organize these key results around your department, everybody in the organization does something. Even the admin. So for example, the admin can be responsible for this one. Managing the sales, migrate all sales and marketing and project management to CRM as part of her duties or his duties. The person manages this one. Everybody in the organization. So if this is not functioning well, we know who to go and blame. Admin, you're not doing your job. You're just here to just, oh, hello, how are you? And then record. No, that one, everybody can do it. It's performance driven. And when you do that as a startup, you get results from everyone. And that strategy that you have, that vision, you've translated into something that we do. So now that you translate it this way, usually You do this at the organizational level. Every department, they have their vision for the year, in a sense. So now they have to sit down and break this into quarter one. How much of this are we going to achieve? Quarter two. So for example, when an organization takes this goal, the thing about OKR is that this will not be achieved in quarter one. It's by the end of the year. But you don't wait till the end of the year before you measure this. So every quarter you measure, so that if things are not going well, you can correct. So then they will decide that, okay, this 50% of revenue, it means $50,000. So then quarter one, we want to do $20,000. Quarter two, $20,000. Quarter three. So that even if we don't hit by quarter three, we still have quarter four or something like that to achieve. Or you can say quarter one, 15,000. Quarter two, 15,000. So by fourth quarter, 15,000, making 60,000. Right? So that even if you don't hit the 60,000, you can either go above or at least you'll be within your target. Does that make sense? So when this department, they take this goal, they will break it into quarter. Okay, quarter one, $15,000. How do we get this $15,000? Now that they are also going to do month by month, number of clients we need to get, number of calls, this, that. Then they will also they do the same thing at their level. And then within the team, who is doing the calls, who is meeting the people, who is doing that, who is executing. So that one objective, it has gone through the organization. Every department has something to do. Every individual has something to do. So when we come for a meeting, it's not about anything. It's about, okay, how are we doing? Are we achieving the goal? You said that the quarter, this is the goal. So month, weekly, this week, what are you going to do so that by the end of the month, you get closer? Then month by month, by the end of the quarter, you are getting closer to the goal. Then it's very easier to do that. So that's how the OKR framework works. If you have a strategy, it's great. It gives you the overall direction, long-term vision. Then your business model shows how you are going to execute the business. I talked about value creation, value delivery, value capture, right? This helps with value capture. So by the end of the year, your value creation is your business model canvas, and part of it is value delivery, how you propose to deliver, but how you are going to make money out of it. Everything now comes here through your OKR. So all business activities are organized around this. So that when there is a new program, HapaSpace we are not interested. Because a new program will come, you take it, then it sways you from original goal altogether. The year end, and it's like you haven't hit your goal, and that new program also bring you money. So anytime something new comes, then you decide, is it part of it? We add it and still achieve what we want to achieve. The good thing is that this is not always cast in stone. Quarter one, you don't achieve it, you are going to quarter two. Let's strategize and see. Were the goals too ambitious? Can we revise? Can we do something? We call something the agile methodology. This has that. So as you go, you refine, you change, you make it, because you learn as you do it. So HapaSpace, okay, the HapaWeb has decided to do this, in-house developers. Then they realize that they've hired 4 developers. They are not reliable. They are not really getting them what they want to do. Now, quarter two, they will not say that, well, because we said high developers, chinchina developers, they can decide that, okay, now we are going to work with an outsourced team. So they put together a team of maybe people from India, tech developers. Then they still develop the product in a way and make sure that they get this revenue. They don't say that, but we said that we're going to hire 4 and then we are not. If quarter one, Charlie, the Ghanaian developers, is not helping. You've tried Kumasi, it's not working. You've tried Accra, it's not working. But look at everything that you need to do. So You don't wait to the end of the year to do this. Every quarter, you do it. So by the time you get to fourth quarter, you know that, Charlie, you are getting closer to your goal. You don't wake up and it's like, hey, we forgot our AFIPA. The year came earlier. I think, Cheba. Sorry for our online audience. So you know exactly whether you are achieving. Otherwise, by the time you realize the year has ended and you didn't do anything, right? So this is, I mean, we had, let's say, effectively 3 hours. For what we've done today, I think I am impressed with what you've been able to do, right? But this is where some of you use 3 used real businesses and 2 used fake businesses. But this will, they promise me that they are going to turn this idea into a business. You know, but this is a good start for you to understand how OKR works. So if you're a startup, you can implement something like this, right? So you and your team, this is how you know about it. You do a lot of reading around it. Read, know the best practices, how it is done. You sit down, you put something together. It's like business model canvas. The more you do, you refine it, it gets better, it gets better, it gets better. You don't do it one and it's like, it's perfect. So when you do this and anyone wants to look up, what are you doing for the year? You know exactly every quarter what you are doing, every month what you are doing. Sometimes even businesses, they are not, this, what are we doing? By the time you realize the quarter is gone. So you have goals for your team, goals for every individual. And then they also own the goals. Because once you did this, okay, so sales and revenue team, this is your objective. Take it and then create your own OKR. Then they will come, these are the key, what we are going to do to achieve it. So they own it. Then the team will all discuss it together. So usually the software, what it does is that when you do this, let's say you have 4 goals, then you will rate it. How much percentage should this contribute to your goal? Maybe this is very critical. So you give this 30%. You give this 20%. You give this 25%. Then the last one, 25%. So when this goal is achieved 100%, it contributes 30% to the overall objective that you have. When key result 2 is achieved, it contributes 20%. When key result 3 is achieved, it contributes 25%. Key result 4, 25%. So at the end of the year, we'll see that key result 4, you did 70%. And it means our overall objective, you were the worst performer or you didn't do well. You can see which department didn't do well. And they know themselves that, Charlie, we didn't do well. So if it's time for firing, it's easier to fire. Or for performance improvement, you need, yes, you want to encourage those who are really, and again, they know the company vision that at least 1 year, this is what we want to achieve as an organization. It's clear to everyone. Then we are all working towards that. You know, so that when someone comes and someone is laying a brick, the person doesn't say, I've been hired to lay a brick. The person said, I've been hired to build a tower. Because he has that goal in mind. He knows your goal may be doing CRM software, but you know, it contributes to a bigger goal or a bigger objective. So when we do this, now we'll be able to translate our strategy into an executable plan. We say that OKR is the missing link between ambition and reality. What is ambition? It's that thing that you want to achieve, right? But when there's a missing link, doesn't really occur. But once you get this one in, it be a link between your ambition and what you actually want to happen. Because everything you have here is not reality yet. Maybe It's ambition, what you aim to achieve. But if you have the OKR and you are executing, and the reason I'm passionate about this is that, you see, in Africa, we are very good with strategies, with plans, with ideas, but we do it and on the shelf. Yeah, oh yeah, but proposal, nice, but that's it. But take a tool that when we meet, this is what we are looking at. For example, before I left work, we had in the morning OKRs. We didn't talk. Then I said that by close of the day, please, everybody update your OKR. But this OKR, I look at it, okay, weekly, these are the things. So when we have a weekly meeting, even if you are not there, we just look at your OKR and see whether you are performing or you are not performing. It makes things really easier to measure for everyone. And for those who really want to learn and grow, they find it really challenging. So I think that if you have questions, you can ask. If there are contributions, I'll take them. Thank you very much. Okay, I think we have. Oh, okay, Gideon is clapping.
So I was just thinking about for me, this is once you've used, but it's really interesting. Looking at as resources to achieve these goals in this beautiful things, but people don't actually say, oh, the resources, because we didn't maybe think about those ones.
Yeah. First one. Thank you. That's also a very brilliant question. We have a lot of brilliant minds in the room. Now, I shared a link, and the link that I shared, I think, please try, let's make it available. This is the OKR framework. Then there is another component that you can add called initiatives. The tasks and activities you'll be doing. And tasks and activities come with resources. What you need to accomplish those tasks, those activities. And usually if you have a software and you have this framework, there's how much, it's not usually money to outsource. Is it going to be an internal person? Is it going to be a consultant or what? So then you are able to add all that. The rest, or maybe be anything, expertise. So yes, there is a component for that when you do the initiatives. Very good point. Because otherwise you will say, you gave me, I don't have. So when we said this, what do we need to accomplish this? So management needs to decide. I bet in this case, the initiatives will be decide on a CRM, project management to buy this, do that with the budget, everything. So my duty is I get you the tools. Then I train as part of the initiative, train. So there's maybe researching and then deciding and buying, training, and setting it up, doing all that. These become the initiatives under this. It comes with the budget, everything, and then you are left on your own to do it. Yes. Any question?
Okay. Thank you very much for the presentation. My question is, throughout the presentation, you've seen that the OKR was applicable to business organizations. So my question is, can it be applied to other organizations which are not business, let's say a church or any other organization?
I mean, for any organization, this applies, right? It can apply. So, for example, if it's a church, what would be the key results? Maybe this year, maybe it could be increase in membership, improvement in the music ministry, or number of branches, number of souls won. All these are key results. Yes. Yes. Maybe more translation. All of that. the programs, those things. So you can equally do. NGO, the same. You know. But usually business as part of your week, as part of it. Okay. Yes. Yeah.
Does the software help the weekly tracking?
Yes, the monitoring, it does that. Okay, so maybe I'll just show you I'll show you one, and then what we use is paid. Okay, so we call it's Connect to Hub. I mean, we've a lot of software on the market, right? This was developed by some Turkish startups. So I think it really served our need. So we decided to get it. And for the thing that there is a goal management. This whole thing is goal management. But there's also what we call work management or project management, right? The good thing, the reason we settled on this software is that it has the project management function and then the goal management function. So this is how it works. These are the objectives. You see, when I go to this performance, it displays everything. Now, these objectives, we have the company objective. So these ones, okay, so the company objectives are here. But let me see for this quarter, when we do this, I don't know if the online audience, they can see. Are they able to see? Online, they can see.
So if you can, Sami, if you can.
So,
hello, Sami.
So this is what. So for example, we also had something similar to do this year. What Gideon mentioned or Hapa wants to do for next year, where we want to move towards financial sustainability. That's been our main goal for this year, to make sure that we have more programs that are self-initiated than with partners, external partners. So this is the last quarter of the year. So we've tested a lot of things. So our goal, our objective for this last quarter is that validate business models to prepare for financial sustainability. Last quarter. Then this last quarter, we have these 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 as the sub-objectives, right? Then every department is responsible for one. So when you go to the department level, when I go to the objectives here, or you see teams here, then they take these goals as their objectives. Then they also set their key results. Then that also cascades to the individual level, right? So, and then the individual level, it's the internet. We have these projects. So this is where they do their on weekly basis, whatever they set in setting their goals for the week. They use this project to also do that. So it's able to handle everything. The most important thing is to understand the principles. And as for deciding on the software and all that, you can start by even using Excel. You can get very good Excel templates to start using before you move on to a software. So you can see the names here. Have you seen this person week 2, November week 2? The names here, Chelsea. Everybody, either by department, by individuals, they are all here. So when you open up, you will see what they were supposed to do. This one, October, So, and they are put together in portfolios. So yes, it's able to handle week on week. And within that week, so for example, when you let me take one of them.
Hello, Sami.
Let me take this.
Hello, Sami.
Okay, so let me do the Kanban view. If this goal has been done.
Hello, Sami.
Okay, so it sets it. Okay, it's opening. So usually you have all your to-dos for the week here. It's opening. All your to-dos for the week are here. Then as you start executing them, you move them to progress. When you finish, you mark them done. Then they all come here as done. So this objective, you know, this is objective for the week is done. When I go here, I will see the key results. You know, so, okay. Complete 5 additional websites, complete website creation, publish 5 articles. So you see everything, set date, do all that. So yes, it's possible to do that. Okay. So there is this software that which is really good. It's called, use it, it's called Flowy Team. That's flowyteam.com. You can get it. It's fortunately, if you also need something around Flowy, FLOWYTEAM. If you also need something around even managing human resource data and all that, they are more HR driven, right? And what we are using is more project management driven. We wanted to go that way, but that one, this tool, the free offer for 1 year has all the premium features you need. So you can use it for 1 year. That is when you are less than 10. You get all if the team is less than 10. But if you are more than 10, then you need to upgrade and pay. Right? Okay. Any question? Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I can share. I can share with Josephine. And then I've already shared something with her that I've asked her to share. So okay, so I've shared with she can also share. And then the resource that I also gave to them, they also have a really powerful pedu.com. So these are resources. Resources are part H and strategy resources. So now you have the knowledge, you have the skill. So you have to develop it further and see how you can use these resources to help you, whether your business, if you can even use it to your church, or you may not be the leader of the organization. You can introduce it in your organization to help your team, or even at the team level. Because sometimes you are working with a team and you are struggling. What we are going to do. Then we all set the goals. So all of us, we decide that this is what we are doing. So once we decide, they can say, give it to me to do. We all decided. Is that fine? And this is an innovation, digital innovation app. So these tools will really help you to make sure everything that you have planned, it goes in here. Get it 100% right. Perfect it. You also read a lot around it and then watch YouTube videos. You understand the OKR concept, and we've been using it in the last like 3 or so. And because I've seen that one of our pains in Africa is execution. Execution is so poor. And people are blaming, oh, this person was supposed to do bad things. So for us, second week in December, we start our strategy session. Everybody involved. We set everything. We know what we are up for the coming year. So then everybody has a role to play in it by the time we are done with this. And we are all involved. So then you can't say, I didn't know, or I don't know what the vision is. Everybody knows. All right. Thank you. These people will not carry me away. I'm alive. Thank you.
Oh, we can put our hands together for Sabi.
Hello.
Hi, Gideon. We can hear you.
Yes, I think that it will be good that people give us feedback So can we all spend the next about 3
Hello,
minutes?
Gideon.
Can you hear me?
Hello.
Hi, can you hear me?
Your sound wasn't coming.
Okay, so I'm saying that it will be good that everybody give us a feedback. And so for the next 3 minutes, can we all just stay put and then provide a feedback, the link that will be projected or those that have been WhatsApp to you already? Please, we beg you. We are monitoring online who is filling. Please provide a feedback for us so that we can do better next time. For those online, I have also shared it in the chat. I'm doing it again. Please fill the feedback form for us.
I've sent the link on WhatsApp. For some of you, the numbers that you used on the registration sheet is not on WhatsApp, so I sent via SMS. So you can check that. And then I'll also share the link to materials also with you, but please fill the form first. I've also written it on the board. Who's the first to finish here? Who is done? Who? Oh, I also have to give a prize for the first person, but at least our time is 13 minutes is almost up. Network now. So tiny URL, TIYURL.com/BUILDINGBIZ. What? Who's the first to finish? No one. You started, you should be considered. Okay. As we are filling the form, is Derek music? You can prepare so that you give us some soothing music. It's Derek music. It's Derek music. Please fill the feedback form before you start performing. And those online, please fill the forms for us. Okay, so no one is done.
Okay, so 2 people are done.
Please, are we having challenges with network, mobile network? How many of us are having challenges? You are done. Okay. Okay, so as we fill our feedback forms, is Derek music can start forming. You the better than you fill it. Okay, and also with a short announcement. So tomorrow here at HapaSpace, we'll be hosting the MTN Ayoba team. Yes, the MTN Ayoba team, they are about having an accelerator workshop or an acceleration for startups and developers interested in the MTN. So tomorrow you can from AM. Why you late? So tomorrow at 9, please let's not be late. Let's make sure to come on time so that we know what they have for us. There'll be from MTN as well. So do well to pass through. So how many of us are coming tomorrow? Let me see, Bayan, how many of us are coming tomorrow? Hey! Okay. You come.
Hello.
You all come. Yeah, Gideon, we can hear you.
Yeah. Also tomorrow at I think the time should be 8. No, it's 9 a.m. Ghana time. Just for 2 hours. There will be a webinar. So we are going to share the link with you so that you can register to listen. That's also an AfriConEU webinar. And you will definitely enjoy that one too. So even right now, if you go to the AfriConEU website, you should find a webinar for tomorrow and then also register for it. Okay. Yeah, so for those online, Constantinos has shared the link is entitled Phases of Investment. So please register and enjoy that webinar as well. I'm sharing the link. So Josephine, you can forward it to the WhatsApp numbers also for those that are there so that they can also register to attend. And those online, if you have a moment to turn on your cameras, I think we can take also a picture together as those who are able to stay online until the end of the session while we enjoy the music from Derek. So Derek, you can go on with your music, and those online who can also turn on their cameras. Constantinos, will you take the picture from your end? Okay.
Sure, but only if I have some good smiles. If we don't have good smiles, we don't take the photo, right?
Yeah.
Let's take one. 3, 2, 1. I see Elvis is having a great smile, so I would like to take one more. 3.
I think Ella is also coming online, so you can wait.
Yeah. Okay.
So now we are more.
We can see here. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Smiles. Excellent.
Good. Thank you.
Next time you should, tell me early so I can put on makeup.
Constantinos will Photoshop you with nice makeup.
Just tell me your preferences and I will arrange it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We'll enjoy Derek now.
Yes.
Let's enjoy some good music from It's Derek Music. So I'll share the AfriConEU link for the webinar with you all on WhatsApp or SMS so that you can also register. Please, are we all done with our feedback forms? Are we done? Gideon, do we have feedback?
So we have only 15 registrations. So let's do at least hit 20. So if anyone there has not done it, please assist the person to do it.
Yes, we are more than 20 here, so please let's. If you need help, if you're having challenges, you need help. Okay, all right. So let's enjoy the music.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
They call me Bello, but they call me now. Empty, oh, I make man they feel some. Call him my answer. Sabi one cash out. Say make I would do 10,000. Put to 10,000. Everybody can cash out. Thank Jehovah. Put up for my answer. Begin to find another. Waka waka no rest you. Wait him and go do. One day your madam to walk no. Wait him and go do. Your big is a big go school. Oh, wait him and go. When money come, you go here. Wait him and go do. 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 Call on me, Sevi. We go let my blessing to pass me. And then me no relax me. If the money chill and relax me. If the money there, we go party yo. We go be the life for the party yo. It go be like a magic. On me just man, I ragadabra. Waka waka no rest yo. Wait him and go do. Money go there for madam to move up no. Wait him and go do. Your big is me got school. Oh, wait him and go. When money come, you go here. Wait him and go do. 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 Wait him and go do.
Let's all move your birthday, take that video. So that's where your smile. No, I No, I should hide that. Hey! My
Hello. I'm still missing some forms. I have 18. So those who have not done it, please help us.
Your
Okay, thank you everyone. Look online, thanks so much for joining the workshop. I hope you learned and enjoyed. But yeah, so we got the end of the program. It's been a wonderful time. Thank you all for joining your time. Thank you. We'll meet you tomorrow. And then webinar. That's what it's about. Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye, Constantinos.
Bye.
Bye-bye,
Thank you very much.
Elvis. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Constantinos. See you all tomorrow in the webinar.
Okay. See you.
Bye-bye.